Alright, hello and welcome everyone. We're going to talk about Anime Nebraskon now, which was about a week ago today, actually.
Yeah.
I actually intended to do this last time we were all together, but that didn't happen. Today we have joining us Jesse, Matthew, who I think this is the first time he's been on video, and of course Richard from the Sodak one. Still no Sean.
Jesse was also in the Sodak
Yeah,
one.
she was too.
We might get him on here eventually. We don't know.
Eventually we'll have Sean on here, but
here's hoping.
for now, this is what
It'll probably be something completely unrelated to con that we get him in here and actually to sit down and talk with about. Which we do need to figure out things that we want to talk about.
Yeah, but right now this is the
con.
topic at hand. Honestly, if it's anything like the last one, it'll probably get off topic.
And like 4 hours long. That was great.
I give it 5 minutes. But for now, the topic is Anime Nebraskon. You should shift the computer this way a little bit.
So unprofessional.
This way?
Yeah, good. Just so we don't cut Matt completely.
No, it needs to go back toward
Oh yeah,
Matt.
Go the opposite
My bad, dude. The name is the most professional vlog ever. And that's
That
what
was
we were
the
putting together.
that was the most professional thing
This seems
I've ever seen in my life.
Anyway, so
I actually sat down and watched all 4 of the Sodak vlogs.
I watched them
I
several
watched
times.
them. Oh yeah, and I hated how I kept touching my face.
I actually,
I caught the part where I accidentally lifted my shirt up.
we've all seen that, and I promise it won't happen again.
I apologize if I scarred anyone for life.
I'll apologize
20
for that too.
That no one in this is going to flash the camera.
Maybe.
Not even her.
Aw. Maybe.
Anyway, so yeah, Anime Nebraskon, our home convention, the one that
All
we've
of us, I think,
actually
have been to the most.
well, yeah, I don't think. Actually, Jesse, I think you've been to one more NakaCon than you have Nebraskon.
No, I started NakaCon after Nebraskon.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
At the very least, you're even.
Well, you will
this
be
will
when
be
you
even.
go to NakaCon. Yeah. By the way, that's probably our next one, unless
Hopefully.
we're actually gonna go to Anime Apocalypse. I don't think that.
I don't think we
it's
have the
gonna
money
happen.
for that or the
My-
time to drive out
Oh,
there.
My wallet itself cries
Money's
when I
not
think
the
about
problem. Like, I'm that is the first con that I've ever been legitimately afraid to attend. If you've seen the event list, and if anyone who runs Anime Apocalypse actually watches this, we're not meaning to insult the con. We don't think it's going to suck. It's just we've seen some of the events,
Girl eating contest.
and it's not what we normally see.
it. They're afraid.
Well,
I am
hey,
kind
I
of
can
afraid.
have
Bondage 101.
Now stop
panel.
for a
And
second.
Yeah.
I'm supposed
I've
to
never
not
said
be
I was
intrigued?
afraid of it. You're the only one who's actually said you're afraid of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
I
afraid
am-
of it.
There we go.
I'm intrigued.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
probably
see,
I
that's what I
probably
said.
won't be able to make it because I won't have a
I don't
group to
think
go with.
I don't think any of us are actually going
Yeah.
to make it.
I
Sadly.
could.
I'd like to.
Actually.
Well, she
It
could.
sounds cool,
I
but-
might be able to, but
I
like I said,
I
money,
could, but yeah.
jobs.
I honestly,
But
if
we'll
it was
see.
a choice
I'm-
between buying an expensive electronic and going to a con, I'd rather buy the expensive electronic.
How dare
Well, that depends on the con. Like,
Yeah.
and I probably agree with it as far as Anime Apocalypse goes, just because we've never actually been.
Yeah.
NakaCon, we go to NakaCon every year. I wouldn't skip NakaCon for pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Or,
If
the
any-
topic at hand, I wouldn't skip Nebraskon for just about anything either.
With any luck, the next one of these will actually be recorded in a hotel room after
Yeah.
NakaCon is
That'd be
finished.
kind of cool.
Depending on things.
And hopefully Sean will actually be there for that.
Yeah.
one.
The only
That'll be
the only
interesting.
thing is though the only thing is Eric doesn't want to. Eric's another person who we're probably gonna go to NakaCon with. We're gonna have a big group possibly, but Eric doesn't want to stay for more than 2 nights because the rooms are expensive.
I don't blame him, but that's not to say that we can't. We can get a vlog in there somewhere.
NakaCon.
Yeah, might as well.
Or
NakaCon's during the school year. I can't stay for more than 2 nights either.
right.
True.
So anyway, the NakaCon's pretty far ahead of here.
Yeah, it's a little off.
So I guess the first question to start with is, did everyone enjoy their Anime Nebraskon experience?
They say there are no such things as stupid questions, but that was an incredibly stupid
Well,
question.
not necessarily, because, I have heard people who didn't exactly enjoy the con.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
will
Are
say,
any of those people in this room right now?
that's what I'm asking.
No. Well,
I
Jesse,
will,
did
I
you
will
enjoy
say
it?
that of the Nebraskons I have attended, this was my least favorite. But it was mostly not for con-related reasons.
There's a lot of con drama that I'm obviously not going to get into over the camera, but, it happens, sometimes it's unavoidable, it is what it is. For the most part, as far as I'm concerned, I would probably second that this is probably my least favorite of the anime Nebraskons that I've gone to, but again, mostly not due to the no fault of the con, anyway, It was still a rather enjoyable experience, mostly because I was broke. That's pretty much my big complaint, is I had, no money throughout the entire convention, so, it puts a bit of a damper on things.
Yeah, it does. Not having money can kind of kill a convention for you.
Yeah.
Because
kind of drops the
a big
con buzz.
a big part of I guess I would say a big part of conventions is being able to go into the dealer's room and look over everything and be like, okay, what am I gonna buy?
Right.
What am I gonna walk away from this con with? And I personally had spending money, and I walked away with a lovely crochet Pinkie Pie plushie and a lovely custom Cthulhu pony.
Lovely and
Man,
Cthulhu,
damn, I wish I
I
bought
don't
that, 'cause
usually
that thing's
associate
really
those
fucking
two,
cool
but
looking.
Yeah,
it was
it
kind
would
of
have
cool.
been nice to see it.
I really wish I had. I wish I had brought it. If I can figure it out, I'll have you put links to the DeviantArts of both of the people who their products I'm talking about.
If you get me a link, then I'll put it in the
Yeah,
description.
I'll get you a link, and I'll have you put
Okay.
the link in the
I've
description.
got a few links for you too.
Now, as a
awesome pixel art.
Pickle
Yes.
art. Pickle art. Oh yeah, well,
Pickle art.
actually, since
He's
we're
got
at
his
your
stuff.
house,
Yeah, that's
go ahead
right.
and show
I
it
actually
off.
But
did
also
get
as
a few
as a warning,
Ah.
the
You
link
go ahead and get it.
the link to the crochet plushies, unless you go to a con where she's selling them, she only does local. And local for do you mind if I say where we are?
Yeah, go for it.
Omaha, Nebraska is local.
Okay.
If you
That's
live within a good decent driving distance of Omaha, Nebraska, or are willing to drive
I'm pretty sure they would have they figured out, we said Nebraskon was our local con, so if
they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I know. Well, but the thing is, you could say Nebraskon's your local con.
Yeah,
They're
that's
probably the closest con to the middle of Nebraska.
yeah,
I mean, yeah. So they're probably one of the only. I mean, the only con, the only if you're here,
you're not showing off merchandise.
if
yet.
you're in Nebraska and you're in this, I guess this curve area that just kind of ignores because if you get too far west of Nebraska, you could say that Sodak Con is your con because it's.
Well, the
close to-
point being
yeah.
is we're from Omaha,
Yeah,
Nebraska.
we're from Omaha, Nebraska, and the lady I'm talking about who does the crochet ponies, she only does local.
So that she doesn't ship or anything.
She does not. She
Okay.
does not do shipping or anything.
Okay.
So you would have to be in town or be willing to drive however far you live to come get it.
Right.
And then also, yeah.
So.
Now, however, I do believe the custom maker I bought the Cthulhu pony from does ship. In fact, if this video goes up in time, I could.
I might even put it up tonight if I can.
If you do put it up tonight, I have links to the eBay auctions for the 3 that didn't sell at Nebraskon.
When do those end?
Those end in I think 4 days.
Okay.
So if you got it up tonight, and out of the 5 people who watch this video, if one of them's a brony and wants a freaking amazing Cthulhu pony,
Well, since I assume you're probably gonna watch it, there you go. There's one brony.
yeah.
do you want one or?
No, because I already didn't buy one. Now,
All right.
I will warn you. They they might seem a little expensive, but when you consider that he put 10 hours of work into each of them separately, that's 30 hours of work on these three. So if you do math for dollars per hour that he's making on each of these, it's actually not a whole lot. So you're actually getting a really good deal for what he's charging.
All right, go ahead and show off your bag.
I bought this. It's pretty. I'll get you closer.
You remember the name of the person that made it?
No, but there's a tag on here that has the name of their company.
Is there anything we can link to in the description bar?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Depressing.
It says
Hey, look, the loser's back.
something.
You're a loser. You have always been.
Billy, you're the one wearing a Krillin shirt.
Actually, well,
You are
I guess-
incorrect, sir.
Oh god. Oh
Yes.
god. I can feel the DBZ fanboys attacking the video now.
This could be Krillin or Goku. It's a Master Roshi shirt. Turtle symbol.
Yeah, but
Didn't
you're
Yamcha
short,
on the
so
back.
Krillin it
Didn't
is.
Yamcha also train with Master Roshi, so that could technically be a Yamcha shirt too?
Technically,
Something no
but
embroidery.
Who's gonna own? Who's
Well,
gonna
we'll
go
put
up and
them in the
go?
description.
I'm wearing a shirt that was totally worn by Yamcha.
Me. Anyway,
You
so
are alone.
I'm sure Matt has something.
Can somebody with better eyes than me
Yeah,
read this?
go ahead and show off your stuff, Matt. I'll
This
see
guy's
if I can
gonna-
read it.
Yeah, I got a lot of things. I
He's
spent
wearing
like
a
more than
Yamcha shirt.
You're a Yamcha.
Oh, you should totally still.
I don't know what I mean by that.
You should totally tell your Shepler story in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Later I will
Tell
get to
your
the
Shepler
Shepler story, and I swear to God, I'm not big on ragging on companies, but for the love of God,
Where's it?
Sheplers, they suck at what they do. Horribly, terribly. Anyway, another story for another time, or at least later
Yeah, a
on this
little
time. I got a few things. I got a lot of things. I spent like a paycheck on this con in the dealer's room, and I really wish I knew where half of that stuff was. Well, I'm at least wearing some of it.
What
But I
tiny
got
is
a new
this
dice
shit?
bag. I really wish I knew which
I can't
group
read this.
was making these, but there was at least one place that had so many dice bag that had just so many symbols. I have one because I'm a Mega Man Battle Network fan. I know we're few and far between, but
And
I can't fucking
come on,
read that.
Yeah,
it
okay.
was original.
it
Story
says
not strong,
embroidery.
but
Embroidery
original.
is the last word.
Got a dice bag and
I
well, at
fucking
least
thought that
one
was
dice that I
windmill.
really like
could
that
be
I think
windmill.
is in here. I could be wrong.
Windmill embroidery.
No, that is embroidery.
And
It's
nope, found it.
something no embroidery?
There'll be a link for this somewhere in there, but there's this nice little dice right here with a TARDIS on it on the 6th part of it.
Did you
Sean
happen
got
to
one of
grab
those.
one of their business cards, Matt?
Yes, I did.
Awesome.
and-
So we'll put a link to that.
yeah,
in the
we'll put a link to
description
that
below.
there because it's awesome work. They only do 6-sided die
Yeah.
because that's all they can work
Damn,
with for the
I
laser
need
etching.
20-sided.
I know. I specifically
Yeah.
asked about the 20-sided, but apparently who they go through doesn't
Yeah,
do that.
It's alright.
Yeah.
And
But
it's all right.
also they're working again for any bronies out there. They're working. They currently have a Twilight Sparkle and a Fluttershy die, and they're working on the other 4 of the main 6.
And back on the Doctor Who fans, they have the TARDIS one that I showed you right there, but in kind of a gold color, they have a Dalek on
Yep.
the 6th side.
And I'm
6th
sure
side
they're working on
die.
more.
They are working on more. Eventually they want a full, like, you know, those little containers.
Yeah,
clear
container
containers for the
filled.
6-sided dies. They want one filled with just their custom etched ones.
Yeah,
And again, we'll be putting a link to that on
in
here.
the description.
In the description, like they said.
The promotion video.
Yeah.
The promotional video.
Do not adjust your stats. This is not one big commercial, we promise.
We just like talking about things we bought at the
Oh,
con.
I did find something that I want to buy when I get enough money.
Does anyone have... By the way, before we continue showing off Matt's stuff, does anyone actually have one of their books on them right now?
Oh,
No, but I have my passport.
Poop. Nope, I don't.
Passport.
That's what I'm calling it.
Oh,
My
can I say
collection
poop
of
on-
all
Can I
the...
say poop on- Wait,
Oh.
it's the internet. I can say whatever I want.
she has her collection
I'll do it
of all
later.
of her badges.
You can say So
what I'm gonna do
we're
is...
setting this vlog up as we go.
Yeah, we're having fun with it as we go.
Everything wasn't thought through.
It's the same quality you've grown to love and enjoy.
All 10 of you.
And it's all his fault. This guy here.
Actually, Matt, do you want to... No, it wouldn't be enough.
Anyway, keep showing
Could you
off your
hand me
Okay,
my laptop
so
bag?
I'm going
Use
to
the force, Richard.
I'm going to get
Over
a
Jesse's
sticker, okay? And
Let's see if maybe I have
make it look kind of passporty, but it'll be like a joke, like con passport, because this is passport blue, and then it's got all of my cons in it. I'm gonna also try to find a picture from each convention, and then put that in the background because it would help keep things in place.
That'd be cool.
Contact Enterprise
Yeah.
Rent-A-Car.
That's where my interview's at.
Oh, okay.
And then for more of the merchandise kind of
These
show,
are probably actually my favorite things that he got, by the way.
is all these the bead art kind of stuff. The what's it called? Perler beads.
Perler beads.
That's what they're called.
No, I don't have it. I thought maybe I had
I'm a
it
really
on
big
there.
fan of this because it's a pixel art kind of thing. It's really, really cool. I get a lot of stuff. I mean, just from other cons, I've got some Pokeballs in pixel form. It's just really cool stuff.
Hey, listen!
Gets very detailed.
Hey,
oh, I'll kill you.
listen.
I will kill you later. Not on camera. Haha. I know the system. I can work
Turn
it.
the camera off.
That's just creepy.
It's going to be a hell of a
Man,
long
It
video.
just got all reality TV up in here.
And yeah, the two from...
I wish you had a Gyarados, because then I could do my
We'll be
Gyarados
linking
voice.
this too, but I also got a card from
You're also
one group,
hella not on camera.
Nerdy Little Secrets. I never actually looked at that, but that's kind of awesome. The Charmander and this
Hey,
Navi from
listen.
Legend
Hey,
of Zelda.
listen.
These
Watch out.
two are from Nerdy Little Secrets.
Hey, listen. Watch out.
Very cool
No.
ones. Some extra detail put into them. Some of these beads are actually brilliantly put together. Like some of these, I think, at least I know on one of my pixel art Majigger things, will glow in the dark after exposed to light.
That's
in
your
just the right
Doctor
spot.
Who.
Do they?
That's your 11th Doctor Screwdriver, isn't it?
Yeah, which is
That one.
right.
Do
Which
they-
which he got at Ramen Con. He did not get that here.
I got that at RamenCon, but it's
You
Did
Same-
we do a
same-
vlog? We didn't do a vlog on Ramen.
No, you guys
we'll
didn't
have
do a
to talk
vlog on
about
Ramen.
that.
Yeah, we'll get
We'll
to that
probably briefly
at
touch on
another
that
time.
here.
I never went to ramen.
Yeah, because I don't want to do a whole one.
What?
Because a lot of
Which
people
one's the
that
front?
a lot of people that went
This
with
side.
us to RamenCon
Hard to tell.
aren't actually
The
here
side
and
where the
probably
sign
won't
goes.
ever actually get on camera.
Ah.
But me and Matt will probably talk about RamenCon pretty briefly.
Yeah.
As in, we're not going to tell them who it is.
Right,
Signs
right.
on
Gotcha,
that.
gotcha. Yeah, you're right about
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, they
Except
can
for maybe
know.
Adam.
But see, like
They can know. I just don't think they're actually.
for the
Like, I don't
Sonic
think Cricket and
here,
Michelle are the people who wanted to get on camera.
they wanted to.
No, I don't think they
Oh,
did.
they don't? Well, yeah, that makes sense. For the Sonic, I mean, up around here where the light goes, you can kind of see the difference in the beads. Some of these will light up in the dark. It's kind of cool. Same on the TARDIS here. I got it all backwards for you people.
Matt might be a Doctor Who fan, but we can't tell yet.
I promise that has nothing to do with the Stetson.
They're not glowing very
Or I
much.
could be lying. Rule number one.
That part glows?
Yes, the light at the top of the TARDIS, and then the
You know,
windows.
not to change the subject, but people are blowing you up on Facebook.
What?
About your Shepler comments.
But
Which again, we'll get to Shepler
We'll touch
later.
on. We'll touch on
and
Shepler
I
later.
will. I
You
hate
were-
them with a
you-
fiery passion.
You guys remember the rant we had? Mostly
Where-
DJ, but partially myself, when we talked about
I think
was
you're
it
an
the
alien.
Coliseum? Yeah, it was the Coliseum,
don't
that gaming shop
care.
way up in South Dakota. Remember the rant
Right.
that we DJ and I kind of had about?
I actually think someone
Com-
from the Coliseum actually watched the video.
Really?
Someone thumbs down one of the videos. So I seriously think someone actually watched it.
That or it was the one where I flashed them.
Look.
That's also
okay,
a
that's
possibility.
fully understandable.
But think of that rant that DJ and I had. Matt's gonna have one about Shepler.
yeah.
In a little bit.
In a little bit.
It'll
We're
be
actually
full of
touch
rage.
on the actual con first.
Yeah, well, and it'll honestly that entire rant. Well, if this ends up being like a 4-part video, like the Sodak one
Actually,
was.
this will probably just go up in one part because I have the right to now post as lengthy a video as I want.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
We're like Spoonie. We just rant and rant and rant and rant.
Yeah.
This is Matt Billy.
I mean, it doesn't help that Spoonie's like his internet idol.
Y'all should go check him out.
That
even though-
doesn't-
We'll link
Me
in the
too.
description.
We probably will, but me promoting Spoonie does like no good at all.
No, that man.
That
Now,
he
Spoonie wanted to
needs
throw
no-
shout outs to me. You know, like, Spoonie, if you just happen to be watching this, we're big fans. Just
Huge
saying.
fan.
Love your stuff.
So, he's not.
I want to play.
He's
I
not.
wanna
In
play
fact,
it.
I bet even if he did watch this,
He probably wouldn't have made it this far.
he wouldn't have. He would not have made it this far. Secondly, he probably would have he would have said things about us, but they wouldn't have been pleasant things.
Nah, that would have. He'd just rag on us, which, in all honesty, maybe
I
we
don't
need
think
that
any of
at
us
some
would
point,
care.
but-
That would be kind of.
No, we really wouldn't.
Yeah, honestly, if he says he saw this, even if he says he couldn't sit through like the first 10 seconds of it, the fact that he saw the video and one of those views in the counter would have been his.
Damn, we are like seriously up to 20 minutes and we haven't even hit on the con yet.
No, we haven't.
We've hit
Are
on
we all-
merchandise.
are we done with the
and
commercials now? Are we done
advertising.
showing everything off?
We'll now
No,
return to
we
your
do
regular.
have a few things to show off.
Buy
just
shit
a little
from the
bit of
people
the-
we link to, essentially.
That's what we're
trying
saying.
to
Yeah.
say.
Send them business, all
It's
5
all
of you.
awesome.
It is. It's brilliant. I'm planning to learn from them, for goodness sake.
So let's actually start on the con, and let's start with Friday. Now,
Friday.
Yes.
did anyone
Friday.
go to anything before opening ceremony?
I did not.
No.
But I
No,
can say
no.
I can say that for the first time in ever, I was
Me.
first in line of the non-VIPs and non-founders and non-staff. I was the first in the reg line. I got my badge first.
You know, even though we
Nice.
were all there mad early, no one actually went to any of the early panels.
Oh God.
I was there when the line opened at 8.
I actually intended to go to putting character in your character. I just completely spaced on it.
I actually did the exact same thing.
I think I said to myself, I'm gonna go to that panel, and then I didn't go to that panel.
I had the same thing.
If anyone watching ran any of the early panels, we really do apologize.
Yeah, that's our bad.
Now, did anyone actually go to opening ceremonies?
I did not.
None of us usually do, so I didn't expect that. So
No,
that's-
not a knock to the opening ceremony. I've never been to a complete opening ceremonies. I might have to change that next Nebraskon, or next con in general, just because I've never sat through a complete opening ceremonies. But it's just.
They thank people. They tell people about their new rules.
Well, I mean, actually, sometimes I've heard they get kind of entertaining. Like, actually,
Well,
I
actually,
wish I
Nebraskon
went to-
prides himself on
I
that.
wish I had gone to Nebraskon's opening ceremonies last year, because that's when they had, like, the mock Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, the
videos.
mock Phoenix Wright murder mystery.
And
sort of
I
thing.
Which,
saw
if you're
those
lucky, they
later.
may be on YouTube.
I saw those later, and they were really entertaining.
Yeah,
So.
I got to. We actually watched them for the halftime part of the cosplay contest. But anyway,
So, starting at 5 p.m., we had Whose Line Is It Anyway, Choose Your Own Adventure, the Q&A, Convention 101, David in 3D. Essentially, did anyone go to any of the 5 p.m. panels?
I'm trying to remember.
I don't think I did.
I'm trying to.
I actually intended to go to both Choose Your Own Adventure and Whose Line Is an Anime.
Oh no, I
I'm
know.
pretty sure I forgot to go to both.
I know where I was when I know where I was when when
Were
these
you in the
happened.
game room?
Oh shit.
I might have been.
I think we
you
were
were.
in
Right, because me and Sean, that's where we were, because me and Sean were in the Brawl 2v2
Right.
tournament.
2v2 tournament.
for
As
both
well,
of
we
us.
tried to start there, but kind of
Yeah,
shafted.
we faced a really good Donkey Kong Pikachu team.
They kicked
We're
butt.
actually we're not gonna rant on the tournament because it was actually really well run. Everything got through really quickly. I like the guys that do the game room for Nebraskon, and you know, I would really appreciate it if they came back. If this is the
Or if they
people-
could teach other cons how to do
Yeah.
that, because other cons don't do it nearly as well.
The only thing I don't like is I don't like how they have the Marvel tournament on PS3, but you know, it has to be on one system. You know, there's really no helping that. You know, for everyone who doesn't want it to be on PS3, there's going to be another person who doesn't want it to be on Xbox. So, at the end of the day, you have to pick a system. I don't fault them for it. It's just I don't actually play on PS3, so.
The first panel I remember going to was Intro to Nebraskon Minecraft, which
That one was interesting. It was a really good one for people who had never
played Minecraft. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, admittedly, I've never really actually sat down and played Minecraft, but I've read over the entire Minecraft wiki because I'm kind of neurotic.
I actually have Minecraft for both 360 and PC.
I do too.
So
Just 360 for me.
everything that they were talking about.
You
in
kind
the
of have to
panel-
own a PC
Yeah, you do.
to have
Just rag on the one guy without a computer.
I knew everything they were talking about.
Yeah, but
already.
it was a really good one for people who had never ever been there.
For a later point, I know what I did with the rest of my stuff. It's all in my car.
You died.
Well, that's possible too, but you know.
Well, okay. Let's
And what was
not
it-
bore them with stuff that we didn't go to.
Yeah.
So let's skip to.
Let's see. I didn't go to anything again until.
I don't know what we did. We obviously all just blacked out.
I stopped by at a beginner guide to a Doctor Who panel, but I mean, I went to that panel last year and it was essentially the same thing. Not to, again, for people who've never seen Doctor Who and don't know what it's about, great panel.
Oh yeah.
Go to
Fantastic.
it. Yeah, it's a great panel to get you acquainted with the series, to understand what it's all about. But for someone who's seen a lot of the show and knows quite a bit about it, you might get a little bored. But again, and I'm sure we'll say this throughout we'll say this a lot when we talk about panels that are sort of informational panels. If you know a lot about it, it's not on the people running the panel that you would be bored. It's just because you already know a lot about it, and the panel's geared toward people who don't, which is great to have. And I mean, it was in one of the biggest paneling rooms, and when I was there were massive amounts of people in that panel, and it was totally worth going to if you've never seen Doctor Who before.
Never mind.
Actually, can I look at it?
Yeah. I'm actually going to talk about the Tales panel. That was the next one I remember.
That was actually
I was really, really, really excited. And if the people who actually ran this actually see this video, I thank you so very much for running this panel, because little known secret that I may or may not have shared with you guys, Tales of Symphonia is my favorite game ever.
Huge Tales fan right there.
You know, and of course, shout outs go to Abyss, Vesperia, and even Legendia, which a lot of people don't like, but
I don't
it
get
wasn't
that
my
one myself.
favorite, but you know, at the same time, it wasn't that bad. But,
That was
you
a
know,
panel all three of us at the very least could talk about, because we were all there.
It was really relaxed. You know.
Oh yeah.
There wasn't a lot to that, but I don't really mind that. You know, it was okay. That I don't think this is gonna balance. No,
I don't think it would work for him to read it either. He'd have to do like one of these numbers.
it was okay because you know it was just a bunch of fans who got together and they discussed the series. You know, it was done with a lot more intelligence than discussions you get online. You know. Anyone who's ever tried to find a fan base online, especially if you go through Tumblr, knows you gotta get through a lot of ugly shit before you get to like some quality fans. So
It's scarring sometimes. Be careful. Watch yourself. Wear an internet condom. I don't know what you have to do, but prepare yourself.
what would an internet condom even look like?
I'm not
Don't
sure.
answer that.
I have an idea.
Okay,
No.
fine.
Bad Jesse. Say
It would be a
down.
bunch of old degraded memes wrapped into like a tube form.
Did he not
No.
say don't describe it? Because now
I was
I'm
thinking
sitting
it would
here.
be like a cellophane like cover, but you put it on the
So
wrong side of
listening to you is just not their job.
We don't listen to him at all.
It would make your screen all blurry, so you couldn't quite see the private.
Anyway.
no.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
really did like the Tales
Yeah,
fan.
the tail. I mean, and
Yes.
I've only played myself going into the panel. I've only played Symphonia and Abyss. I don't own an Xbox. I'm that backwards.
Jesse's currently working on Abyss.
Is that the one I'm working on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt played through Symphonia in like a day.
Yeah, really, not even kidding. Like
That was intense.
It took me It
Oh,
took
that
me
was awesome.
It took me at least a week. This fucker did. Well, no, technically, we say a day because he didn't sleep. It wasn't actually a day because
more
there's
like
more hours of gameplay just in the main
2.
storyline than there is
Matt
in a
does that a
day.
lot, though. Like, he beat Bulletstorm in, like, what, 5 hours?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sean, the guy who's again not here, got Bulletstorm, and I was really interested in it because it looked really cool.
This fucker beat it in 5
That
hours.
game's
and,
really
like,
fun, by the way.
We all came over here. It was actually in this basement. We're all playing, me and Sean are playing a 2-player. He knocks out. Everyone else passes out, and I don't know why, but I was glued.
Yeah,
to
this
damn thing.
fucker's still
They
going.
wake up in the morning, and I had just beaten it.
Yeah,
and
we
we're
wake
still
up.
awake.
We wake up, and the fucker's completing the game.
Right.
And it's just kind of like, Billy, have you been playing this all night? Did you die? Where are you?
This
No, I'm
happens
beating
a
it.
lot.
What?
In case you couldn't tell.
You're I beat Pokemon. I mean, people were amazed when I said I beat Pokemon White 2 in less than a week.
Yet he hasn't beaten Skyward Sword yet.
That
Neither have I.
Still
Neither
forever
have
blame
I.
my mother
Now-
for.
Now I have to.
And that is
I have
what-
to-
We're not gonna get into
We're not-
that one.
we're not
on
gonna get
camera.
into
We'll
that
get
one
into
right
that
now.
one maybe later.
Some
Maybe.
other day, some other time. But I can still say that to this day, I'm farther in Skyward Sword than he is.
Actually,
I'm
is
gonna
that
tie your
true?
hands down at some point.
Yeah, it's still true. I'm still farther in Skyward Sword than he is.
Okay.
I'm going to the
Not
I'm going
that
to
way.
the last temple.
Bad
Then yeah,
gesture.
you probably.
He is you're at the second run
Maybe.
through of the Earth Temple, aren't you? Or are you at the second run through of the Forest Temple?
I went through the second run through the Forest Temple already.
Okay, so you're starting the second run of the Earth Temple.
Is there a second run of the Water Temple?
There's a second the Water Temple that you're thinking of was in the forest.
Yes.
Those two.
That's
it's
the second
the
run
forest and the
of the forest.
Sorry, we know what we're talking about. You guys probably
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Spoilers
again,
if you haven't played.
Spoilers
Skyward
if you
Sword.
haven't played that
Well,
far.
we
in the
haven't
game.
exactly
Spoilers
gone
warning.
all like detail-y.
Yeah.
I'm on
So,
I'm on the second time you have to go.
Maybe for another time we'll
Yeah.
get all detail-y for those who want to.
So, next panel that I went to, moving this along, is
I
actually.
didn't go in any more of them.
I actually don't. Yeah, you guys went home at this point.
Yeah,
didn't you?
I'm really sad that I missed her.
I was still there.
I went to ranting time with Dylan, and I'm not. There wasn't a lot there, so I'm not going to talk about that one too much. But I have to say, this is actually the first time that I've actually met Dylan. I didn't actually talk to the guy, but went to any of his panels in here. He's actually a really chill dude.
Yeah,
staff.
the next panel I went to is also ranting time with
Yeah.
Dylan. There's a whole hour in there where I'm not sure what we were doing.
It was really relaxed. It was really fun, So.
Yeah, it was nice. It was just basically it was just a panel of con staffers, and they were just kind of ranting about things that went wrong or. Things
I was hoping for a little bit more anger, but
Yeah, but it was really relaxed, and
Right.
I mean they asked a lot of questions. Like they were like, are there things that we could have done better?
Right.
Like it was like a Q&A panel before the Q&A panel on Sunday.
and then so from there, this is actually where we all, I think, went different directions. I don't think Matt actually went to a. No, you went to the last play. You were at the Amnesia live play
Did
too.
you go
After I
to
went to the
the
raid.
I did go to.
I went to the
Derby
raid.
Fest.
What
which was-
happened? Because I have no idea.
I'm
Okay.
not a
We'll
raid
let-
person,
we'll
but I
let-
went, and
we'll
that
let-
was awesome.
We'll let him talk about Derpy Does That. Well, actually, we'll talk about Amnesia because there's not really a lot to say. It was really fun.
You forgot it all.
I would have liked to go if it hadn't been at the same time
No,
as
we
Derpy
didn't
Does
forget it
Dallas. I
all.
would have gone.
It's a legitimately frightening game. It was a legitimately pretty unsettling experience actually watching someone play it live.
I've watched-
Oh yeah.
You've probably seen at least someone watch it on
I've
YouTube
watched
at
too
this
much.
point.
I've watched too much PewDiePie playing Amnesia. I don't find it scary anymore. I find it hilarious. Amnesia's the funniest thing I've ever seen. in my
I don't
life.
know what it is.
It's a lot scarier than freaking Slender Man. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
I'll
why
give you
people
that.
still don't
Well,
care.
I have a problem of playing Slender Man or watching someone play it, and all I can think of when they turn back to him is "Give me $20,
Dollar, give me $20, give me $20. Yeah,
I don't get that either.
I think that Slender Man killed any sort of fear that there could have been of Slender Man.
Yeah.
At least of the game. The entire mythos he comes from is legitimately kind of creepy.
Oh God, yeah.
But-
Tentacles.
But that was Amnesia.
But that was
It
Amnesia.
was fun. It was frightening. I enjoyed it. Do it
And
again next time.
for
Or
another
actually,
reason,
what would be really cool is if someone did a live Let's Play of shit. I want to be the guy because that was always fun.
God.
They did one at Evo, and that was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire
That'll be
life.
messed up. But at a later time, remind me again about the rave because I have something. Fair warning for those who either haven't been to cons or haven't been to a lot and are missing out on some cardinal con rules. No, but that would have been awesome. No. Cardinal con rules. I broke one of my own, and I'm gonna warn all of y'all about it later.
Okay, and I'll jump in. I'll jump in now.
Go ahead and talk
All right,
about
so
Derpy.
Derpy Does Dallas. It's
Run by one of the coolest people.
Yes,
at
oh
the
my God.
convention.
Yeah.
Rob Lewis. He also goes by Vash, but
So yeah,
cosplays
if
Vash
you're
the
watching
Stampede.
this, you have at least 3 or 4 fans
yeah,
right here.
you are hilarious. I loved your we'll get to it, but I loved your zombie apocalypse panel. That was.
And I apologize for
fun.
missing that. I wanted to go.
But anyway,
Check my phone.
Derpy Does Dallas. Derpy Does Dallas.
Well, and
for the-
right now he's actually the only one who went to this.
Yeah, I
show.
was the only.
I'm
I was the
actually
only
going to
one.
request that you talk about it quickly.
There's
but
2
go ahead.
bronies here.
I'll try and talk about
this
it.
one and that one. Non-bronies right here.
He's a closet brony.
Anyway,
No such thing.
Yes, there is.
Okay,
Anyway.
stable brony.
Okay,
Anyway.
anyway. Okay, Derpy Does Dallas. For those of you who think the title sounds familiar, it's a play on the terrible porno Debbie Does Dallas.
What?
why, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's a play on a.
Wait,
it's
did
a,
I hear that right?
It's a play on a porno title.
I didn't even know that.
And there's
We'll look it up later. No,
I don't want to.
We're not putting a link in the
doesn't sound
description.
pleasant.
yeah, that one's not going.
That
in the
one's not going in the
description.
description.
We're also not going to watch it as a group. So anyway,
That's what you think.
Anyway, don't show me that.
Anyway, it's a pun on the a terrible porno called Debbie Does Dallas, but basically what it was a whole bunch of 18 plus MLP material that Rob had sorted into 3 categories. There was the good, the stuff you're allowed to do things to. There's the bad, the stuff you shouldn't do things
just go
to.
back to Facebook.
And then there's the ugly, which was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
What is wrong with you?
I never said I would do anything to it.
Just go back to Facebook.
But stop.
Okay.
First off, most of the stuff he had under good was humanized. So there was no anthropomorphism or actual ponies. It was all ponies drawn as humans. Which, if you were looking,
This is so disappointing.
which if you were looking online and you found a picture of a human, and you found out later that human you found the picture of was a pony in a show, just I know where my mind.
I've actually seen that on DeviantArt. It pops up. That is under the classification of okay. It's a creative kind of perspective.
It's human.
Past there,
No
that's
one's
when it's not
judging you,
cool.
Richard. Is
I know.
What we're saying.
I'm
back to
judging you.
Facebook.
Go back to Facebook. But
I'm still
anyway,
judging you.
well,
That's
Matt,
okay, jeez.
Matt, you judge Sean. Matt, you judged Sean for being a brony.
I did not judge Sean.
Yes,
I
you
never
did.
judged Sean.
Yes, you did. But anyway,
Actually, that was Alyssa.
No, that was you're
Yeah.
right. That was Alyssa. who judged
Alyssa,
Sean.
my sister judged our friend Sean for this because she's got that normal.
So we're gonna
mentality.
put up her picture, a link
Well,
to her
not normal.
Facebook, and her address, and you should.
No,
get
don't put her
trolls
address.
on
I still live here.
We're
But
totally
anyway, the bad was
Judge
all
how?
anthropomorphized and actual ponies,
Judge how?
and that was so funny.
It's good.
So funny. I just the way that the way that
Legitimately
Rob talked
wants an
about it,
explanation.
just like the looks
When you're
on his
older.
face,
Shut up.
and like the way he described things. Oh my god! Honestly, I wish that I could, I wish that I had a video camera in my head and I could just plug the computer in and relive that panel
That
for
would
you.
be mad freaky.
That would be mad freaky, but it would be mad the greatest thing
we're
ever.
on the way to stuff like that.
We are on the way to stuff like that. I hope it comes out in the next couple of years. But anyway, the ugly...
Or maybe it just comes out of your nose like an ood.
Like an ood! Like an ood! Got my heart and got my brain in my hand. But anyway, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen that far in Doctor Who yet.
Oh, that's
It's not
really
that
a
bad.
Spoiler.
It is for people
Yeah,
who
well,
just started watching the
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
Oh,
Skyward Sword's been out
Weekly.
for 2 years, and we were claiming spoiler.
one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
you're right. One.
We'll throw it out there anyway.
We'll throw it
Even
out
though
there as a spoiler.
Saying spoilers after we say it really does no
No,
good.
it doesn't. But anyway, then there was the ugly, which if you thought the bad was funny, the ugly was. Let's just say that there are videos, animated
I love
videos,
where this is going.
animated videos. And the scary part is, I think Rob has more of them on his computer.
Tell me, he didn't just say that.
Well, okay, let's...
Just
But
throw
anyway,
him under
anyway,
the
we're
bus,
just-
why don't
No,
you?
hold on. Because
put the guy in black. We're not judging you either.
no. Because the thing is, I know 100% that neither of them clopped to this, which is the technical term for it.
What the fuck?
Clop means masturbate.
I needed that. No, my night has been topped off. I don't need to be here
DJ,
anymore.
Now you can live
I-
knowing forever that the word clop is in one of your videos.
And now I
Anyway,
can just
anyway.
commit seppuku over here.
Anyway, the best part of the night, or at least of that night, was while we were sitting there, we just finished laughing our asses off at one of the videos, and we're at the starting page for the second one, or not that I can't remember where we were in the list, but we were at the starting page for another one, and a hotel employee walks in. Older African American.
This just gets better and better.
Oh yes, it does.
You have an odd definition of better.
Older African American gentleman, and he walks through to the particular room we were in, off to where we had everything set up in the front with with the projector screen and all of that. Off to the far right on the room, there's a storage area, and you have to go into that room to get tables, chairs, stuff like that. He walks to the doors, and we're not playing the video yet. We're gonna let him get his stuff, and we're gonna let him leave.
I know where this is going.
I think you do know where this is going, Jesse. He stops at the doors, and he just kind of looks up at the screen, and a few of us look at him, and we're like, "What's he doing?" And go. We're sort of like, grab your stuff and go. You don't want to see this. And he serious as day. He just looks like, I don't know if he looked directly at Rob, but he was at least looking directly at the screen and says, "I want to see it." And we just kind of sit there and we're like, "No, you don't." And half of the crowd says, "No, you don't." And he just kind of looks and he's like, "I want to see it."
We're warned.
And we just kind of look around, and we just kind of there's a collective shrug that goes up amongst the group, and Rob starts the video. I can't tell you what was in it.
Can you make his face?
Holy hell, does that really say 40 minutes? Golly.
I think it does.
45.
The look on his face was one of disgust and confusion.
Actually, probably will split this up.
He didn't know what to think. Because we were laughing at it. So he didn't know whether he should be disgusted or just be confused.
Maybe both.
And he's just staring at it for a little bit. And then he just shakes his head, turns and walks into the room.
So, you were right.
It's not over yet.
Oh god.
There's more.
There's more?
He's in the room. The video, I'm fairly certain he stayed in the room until the video was finished. So the next one comes up. He walks out of
actually allowed to say this. Because I know sometimes they don't want you to actually talk about this kind of... whatever. Been said.
We're
now.
being
the thing
vague
is,
enough.
there's no recording allowed at the 8. Generally at the 8. No. Yeah.
Well, actually, did he say no recording? Cause
He did not. Generally, the only panel you can't record at is
It
the
usually
guest.
involves guests.
Usually involves guests and usually involves their con stories. But he didn't say no recording. No one did record. And honestly,
I thought no recording was one of the rules in the book.
no.
Oh, okay.
If they ask,
It's on a panel basis.
it's written.
It is on a
it's
panel
written
basis.
if they ask, then you cannot record.
And especially on the guest panels, again, whether you haven't gone to a con or you haven't gone to that many, do not record those. The reason we get those at all to talk to the guests while they're on stage and you got mics and all that, and we get to ask questions or they get to tell stories, is because we don't videotaped them.
Although
It keeps the experience special.
Security's pretty good.
Usually,
about,
security's very good about keeping
this
you from.
person
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah.
On a minor tangent, like the ballsiest people I've ever seen with a camera were like the people who would go to Christmas Carol at OCP.
Oh my
and
God.
Start snapping pictures. Like,
Yeah.
are you fucking serious?
Right.
Did you really think
Those-
we weren't gonna
those
get them?
people.
And those people are dumb enough to leave the flash on and everything.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Is like you see this flash and it's like that was a camera, wasn't it? Like 5 seconds later, yeah, that was a camera. Okay, it's house right down in front.
But anyway,
But
5
anyway,
seconds
let me finish. I do
too
gotta
much.
finish this story. So the video ends. He walks out with his stuff. He's angling it to push
control
it.
your brain.
He's angling it to push it toward the door that he has to leave through. We start the next video. He's not looking at it at first. Then he hears sound. And he turns and looks, and that exact same look comes over his face. Just disgust and confusion. He doesn't know what to think, and he just pushes it out. He just pushes the cart out of the room, and we didn't see him the rest of the night.
I can't imagine why.
So yeah, that was that panel.
That was that panel.
So now we're on Saturday.
Saturday. We just finished Friday.
No one went to cosplay chess. I don't think
I
we actually
wanted
got
to,
there that
but
early.
I wanted
We
to.
wanted to, but
It's hard. It's hard. Like getting back here at 4 a.m. and then having to come back at like
Yeah.
10.
to give you guys,
I didn't get
an
back to my
idea,
room until 4 a.m.
What's the time for the Derpy Does Dallas and the Amnesia panel?
Was 2 to 3 a.m. The
Yeah,
actual
And
Derpy
we
Does
didn't
Dallas
even
panel.
leave exactly at 3.
The actual Derpy Does Dallas panel actually didn't end until about 3:30.
Yeah.
And we didn't leave until about 3:30.
So, and this con does boast being kind of 24-hour. So, while there's not any panels after that point until the morning,
They
you
do
still
have
got,
showings and the
showings
game room
and
open, I
whatnot.
think.
No, the game room
game
closed
room
at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The game room closes, but there's showings and whatnot. So
There's
if you
anime
really wanted to
showings.
Oh,
stay
they
up,
actually did.
you could.
They actually showed Battle Royale at the viewing room. If I had not seen that movie beforehand, I would have been really pissed.
That's
We still need to watch Battle Royale too.
But that's a whole nother story.
I still
might-
need to watch Battle Royale.
I might do a
Yeah, you
review
do,
on
'cause
Battle
that-
Royale later.
I'd like to be
But-
there for that,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
If I can watch Battle Royale before you do it, I would love to be there.
Is that the
Have
one with
Netflix?
Grandma?
I do not.
No.
Though I do have access to someone's Netflix if I can find the password.
If you
If
come
you're
back
willing to
tomorrow,
give you like
we'll
$1
watch
a
it
month,
tomorrow.
I'll let you give you access to mine.
Hopefully you can come back tomorrow.
We'll see.
Anyway, so we're talking about Saturday.
Saturday,
Yeah.
the big day, the really big
We
day.
got there about noon,
when
and
did
Matt
we
went
get
to the Doctor Who fan panel.
Yeah, I went
Yeah.
there too.
Sorry,
So
let
they
me,
can go ahead and talk about
let me
that.
look at this.
And the Doctor Who fan panel, it was kind of the same thing as the one we described a moment ago. If you've never seen Doctor Who, it's a great introduction to it. It gives you
But
all the
I
Doctors.
thought
Yeah.
the fan panel was actually meant more for people who had seen the show and
Sorta.
knew more about it.
For people who had seen the new Who and not the old Who, it was kind of
Right.
an introductory to the
To the
old
old
Who.
Who.
If you started on Christopher Eccleston,
The
the
new
Ninth
Who.
Doctor, in the reboot, the first season in the reboot,
We're a lot of us. We're a lot.
Yeah,
of the
that's where a
current
good
fan
chunk
base
of.
started.
My first episodes were with Tennant, but I went back and I've watched everything up to current now.
Yeah.
I
I'm
haven't.
working my way there.
I'm working on going back and watching the older stuff.
Yeah, I
He's
actually
still.
have a.
This guy right here is still on Tenet.
I have a lot of shit to watch.
Yeah, you do.
A lot
'cause
of
Tenet
actual
went
anime.
for quite a while.
Yeah.
Uh,
But shit.
And I
Yeah.
was distracted by How I Met Your Mother, which I'm.
That's
still
what I
getting
wanted to
pieces
go
that
to.
come-
I wanted to go to I wanted to go to them. They had a rip. They had like a riff on Manos: The Hands of Fate,
Oh yeah, I
where they
actually
played
wish
the
someone
video.
had actually managed to go to that.
I wish I would have gone to that.
what is Manos: The Hands of
It's
Fate?
it's another one of those cult classic bad movies,
Yeah.
like The Room.
Like The Room.
Oh, really?
But it's even older than The Room.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, that's the granddaddy of bad movies, man.
Yeah, Doctor Who fan panel would have been my first panel that day as well.
My first one was Redstone and You, and actually that one was a little bit interesting because it actually did show me a few
Can I see
things
it?
That one was
Um,
really cool.
that
I
I've
think I
never
arrived a
actually
good hour
seen
before
with
the
Redstone.
That
Like,
actually gave me
Yeah.
ideas that I want to see if we can do in the Xbox version yet.
the shit like the shit they did with Redstone and Glowstone was actually new to me because I didn't know it stacked like that.
Yeah,
That's-
I had no clue.
That's a
Yeah.
whole nother story.
Let's see. After,
Essentially, we learned a lot about Minecraft in
yeah,
that
they
one.
did.
And-
Actually, I kind of wish I would have gone to that one, but what was I doing? From 1 to 2, I think I was back
It's
in the
the
dealer's room
doctor.
walking around. But let's see. The next panel that I went to was
Did we
Ponies
go-
versus
No,
Pokemon.
we didn't go eat. That one again run by Rob.
Yeah.
You know, I get the vibe that he's a fan of both. That one was. I only got there about halfway.
It's not
through
set up very
that
well.
one. I actually think it. Well,
Because the people on the pony site have all watched Pokemon, played the games. They know the Pokemon.
Well,
People on
the
the
thing is,
Pokemon
that's not.
side-
You can't fault the setup of the panel for that. That's
really
the fault
can't.
of the people on the Pokemon side not giving our show a chance.
or that's
Right.
just us not needing to see.
It's just that it's not
Right.
a good debate if one
Come
side
on.
is more prepared than the
Yeah,
other.
it's not. It's not. I have to give her that. It's not a good debate when you can quote back to them what they're telling you, like because I can guarantee at least I'm not going to say everyone because I know not everyone, but at least 80 to 90% of the people sitting on the pony side had played Pokemon and enjoyed Pokemon.
Yet the same percentage of the people on the Pokemon side had never
Had
seen
never
the new
seen
generation,
ponies
at least.
at all. Had never seen the new generation.
At least.
Yeah, and there were so many things that they tried to get us on, and we were able to come back immediately and say, well, in this episode they did this.
I should have gone then. I really should have gone.
You haven't seen the show either.
I was forced to watch a few episodes.
You weren't forced. You watched them willingly.
Yeah.
In exchange for playing Magic against Sean. It
Yeah,
was a
anyway.
deal basis.
Anyway, it was an interesting concept, you know. I mean, we can get into the whole debate for a long time. Just know that
Oh, yes,
Pokemon's
I'll hand
cooler.
Okay. And then I think the next panel I remember was the Pokeballs are inert.
I was briefly in that one.
Well, yeah, we went to dinner
We
at
had
that
to
point.
bail out, so I'm actually very, very sorry to Tony.
Yeah.
Who ran that one.
I didn't get there until about halfway through, and I was
And
only there
I'm
for
a
about
little
15
disappointed
minutes.
because I actually usually enjoy his insert series here is inert panels. Like
Those tend to
the
be
first year
really
I went
good.
to the Dragon Ball Z one, I was dying.
That one's the regular
It's a
ball
fucking
part.
golden gecko! That was so great! Just Lathan's delivery on that line.
Yeah.
Just like, he was like, yeah, we're gonna see the dragon, and it's gonna, like, redeem the movie. It was the fucking golden gecko! Oh my god, Lathan and Tony.
They're amazing, aren't they?
Those two are just as
funniest
good as
people
Rob.
to ever exist.
They play off each other,
They
too.
play off, Tony and Lathan play off each other so well.
So after we ate, after we briefly
You came back
shoved our
for a
face-
tournament,
Yeah, this
didn't
is
you?
where we all like kind of split up because Matt was actually one of the people running the Zelda panel,
And I went to it.
I went to the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I don't really have much to say about that one. It was fun. I ended up making semifinals, so there you go. I feel like I would have made finals or won if it was on 360, but, you know, again, it had to be on a system. They chose PS3. It is what it is. So, I guess this is the part where you get to talk about your Zelda panel. and why it sucked.
You suck.
I'm totally kidding.
But and since you actually went, I'm gonna need your opinion a little bit.
I'll throw my opinion. You were terrible.
Damn. You're fine then.
No.
Actually, Mittens, if you see this, I'm sure you ran a great panel, and I'm sorry he dragged you down. Anyway.
Right, I dragged it down.
The next one.
But it was a very well run panel, and I mean I went to the both of us went to the one last year. Mittens was the same person who hosted it, and it was well run last year. It was well run this year, and he was very nice. He avoided major spoilers in Skyward Sword because
in fact in a lot of games.
Yeah.
He left it open for y'all to play whatever Legend of Zelda you want without us going. And it turns out the bad guy was
Did he give spoilers on Ocarina of Time? Because honestly, I feel like at this point, if you haven't played that game and beat it,
okay. No, the thing is, not even that. If you don't know how Ocarina of Time ends, if you don't know that Sheik is Zelda.
I didn't beat it, but
I
don't know how
we're not
even gonna call spoilers.
You don't get that tag.
Because there's a grace period. Like, after a certain point, if you haven't beat it or read the book or whatever, that's your own problem.
Read the fucking Wikipedia article?
Right. So.
If you don't know that Sheik is Zelda, which is generally considered one of the biggest
I do now.
moments.
I'm sorry, Jesse, but that game's so old.
I have
you lost it.
And I haven't played it all because
But
I'm
if
getting stuck on
this
this
is a
one
spoiler to
dungeon.
you should still play the game.
Yeah.
Because it's good.
We're
not going to get into whether or not it's the best Legend of Zelda game, but it's good.
Though it's my personal favorite.
My favorite's Wind Waker.
And I'll let you have your Wind Waker, because Wind Waker was good. I will never say it wasn't.
I really enjoyed Majora's Mask. That's just me.
Majora's Mask takes a nice second right behind
That's probably Majora's Mask. Even though I've never actually
that
been able to.
That so depressing.
Exactly.
It's
such a departure from the rest of the Zelda series.
It was darker, and that was awesome that it was darker, because not a lot of games get to be darker.
Oh, hello. We have a guest.
We have a guest. Anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about Majora's Mask. It's such a at least storyline-wise, the basic gameplay elements are the same. Sadly, I've never actually gotten the chance to personally beat the game, which is really. Also, I don't have Wi-Fi at my house, so again, ass backwards. I know, so I don't have it on the Wii, which I still haven't had a chance to I haven't had a chance to personally beat Majora's Mask, which is why I really hope they do a 3DS remake, so I actually have a chance to buy it and then go through and beat it myself.
So,
but cool. It's such the storyline and how just depressing it is, and the oppressive atmosphere of only getting 3 days. You only get 3 days to stop the moon from crashing into the world. Just that oppressive atmosphere. It's such a far departure from all of the other Zelda games.
The world is going to end in a lot of games these days. That's the big worry at the end of a lot of games. But you really feel that in Majora's Mask.
Because in a lot of
watch the moon come down on your panel
was probably.
This was kind of what the Zelda panel was.
It kind of was. Mittens did get what he wanted out of this, because again, he said Mittens ran the panel last year. He didn't get the turnout he wanted, and in all honesty, I was kind of surprised he didn't get that many last year. But this year, holy balls!
There was
a lot of people. We filled a room.
We filled Palace G, which was when everything wasn't combined. It was probably there were 2 palaces that were about the same size. There was the palace with the stage in it.
Yeah.
And Palace G. Those 2 had about the same area.
And we had people. We had filled so much seat space. There were people standing around the edge of the palace.
It was damn near standing room only.
And it was kind of awesome.
It went well.
It
went
did
very
go
well.
Essentially,
it didn't go well, Matt. You said it didn't go well.
No, I meant it went well. But essentially, I got asked to host kind of later in the game, only just because me and Mittens had a conversation a little before the con. But he already pretty much had it set up. He had a PowerPoint that he had that just needs a little bit of tweaking. To
So
be
Matt
completely
just
honest.
sat there and looked pretty.
Actually,
Well,
yeah.
duh, it's what I do.
That was like 40 to 50% of your job was just sitting there looking
He
pretty.
even put you in a nice little skimpy dress, had you strut across
That
the
was
stage.
cosplay.
Yeah,
Whoa!
sad
What,
I missed
what,
it.
what drugs was I on?
But anyway,
You were Vanna White, obviously.
it went very
Apparently,
well.
Does that mean I'm on all of them?
And one of
okay.
the nice parts was that Mittens didn't touch on the timeline.
Yeah, we made a
I actually
point
disagree
not
with
to
that.
touch on
I
the
actually
timeline.
think that's a big problem, is to not touch on the timeline.
Actually,
The problem, the thing about it is though, is I don't care what they say. There's no official timeline.
well,
I don't.
again,
and again,
that's
I
not
have a
entirely
problem
true.
with saying that because it's Nintendo's game and they came up with the timeline.
Yeah, and yes, that one is official. That's the one you have to refer to.
Well, no one's saying you have to refer
well,
to it. I'm just saying
whatever. Shut up.
that's
I'm
Nintendo's
using words.
timeline.
The man is talking.
This is my vlog, stupid.
Yeah, but the only man here is talking.
Are we gonna have to get things out?
Are you gonna have to be like completely photoshopped out of this video?
That's
that
gonna be
Because we'll look
weird.
hella stupid talking to just
Yeah,
nothing.
that would be your
Go
own
back
fault.
to Facebook.
Anyway, we got like our Tails expert is this guy right here, but
Well, for 4 games.
well, for 4 games.
For the
it's
4
very-
games he knows.
And you do the extra research, so whatever, we'll give that title to you. But if you need your Legend of Zelda expert, nice to meet you. My name is Matt.
I can feel like the Zelda fanboys like just getting their trivia ready for you. I will probably put your email
Come at me, bro!
in the description box now.
And
so that you-
I'm gonna say this now. He'll be able to answer your questions without looking on the wikis. I guarantee it.
For the most part.
In fact, actually, if we get questions for him, we'll probably
We'll have him answer them.
We'll make a whole nother video where
Of
he
just him answering
answers-
them.
I
No
will
assistance
answer as best I
whatsoever.
can. I'll be honest, it's been a while since I played some of the handheld ones, but let's see. You can give me damn near anything from especially the major ones, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. You hit me with a question.
What's the name
I'll
of
do
the
it.
sword he wields?
I might have to smack you.
Well,
because
actually, that's
with the name of the sword that he wields. Because, well, no, I'll make that joke some other
the
time.
thing is, that's
when
not a
it's
fair
appropriate.
question because he wields at the very least 3 different swords in Ocarina of Time. He's got the Big Goron sword, the Master Sword, and the Kokiri sword.
And that is where you would be incorrect because there are 4. There's the
Told you.
Kokiri sword. There's the Master Sword. There is the Big Goron sword. But for those who didn't want to put in the effort to get the Big Goron sword, but
Technically,
had the
the giant-
rupees to do it, you get the Giant's Knife, which sucks horribly.
So
well,
did
no,
anyone-
no, that's a lie. It's pretty good. It just breaks.
So
and
did
then you have
any-
to pay for it again.
Did anyone go to a panel at 5 p.m.?
I went to My
Yeah,
Little
you
Pony
got-
Phantom's
What?
Magic.
What happened at 5?
The balls are inert. My Little Pony
When's
Phantom's
that?
Magic. What the heck is
Actually, we
Televo?
were at Balls Are Inert, and I didn't get to stay because I got a phone call. But that one actually turned out to be a
That
version of like
explains some things.
It was a reboot of what do they call it?
Was it a reboot?
No, it's
Yeah.
their
No, it was
original
a reboot.
panel.
No.
Well, the panel was original, but what they showed was a reboot of their Awesome Rangers.
Okay.
They
so
made
it
an
was a
attempt at
reboot.
their root. It was.
I missed that
Lathan
series a
and
lot, by
Tony.
the way, so
Yeah.
if you guys are watching.
Guys, if you're gonna like, even
if you sit through like this now hour-long vlog,
we want Awesome
Yeah.
Rangers back, please.
if
yeah,
possible,
was-
we're not gonna sit there and email you and demand it.
Right.
I
I know you
personally don't
shouldn't.
care if you continue with
That
the
was great.
reboot because that was kind of cool to see
I would
what
like
you
to
did there.
see the reboot.
I think they mentioned, or you mentioned, I don't know which one I'm talking to. I've never done these vlog things before. You, them, whatever. Words. I'll get better at the English language later.
We're kind of cuddling on the couch. That and the freaking
Cuddling on
heater,
the
the
couch?
space
What?
heater's
Ow!
on. Why
Okay,
does
okay,
Matt
no
turn the
cuddling on
space
the
heater off.
Yeah, it gets toasty. Whatever. Go deal with it.
It's only 73.
Anyway, even if you just went with the reboot, which was kind of cool, with the whole, I think they Wow, I'm not getting on that again.
We're professional.
You're a professional.
You're so professional.
We'll go with they. Lathan and Tony said that a good portion of it was clips that they didn't use before, and they just melded it in with other clips to make the reboot. And that was kind of cool because a lot of things are getting rebooted these days, and they just did it really, really well. I liked it. If you roll with that, please do it. I know I'd love to see it, and these guys would love to see it, and she can get introduced
I'm Marvel.
to it.
No,
at some
I've been
point.
introduced
for
to
you.
Awesome Rangers.
You have?
Yeah.
She goes to the school where it's made.
Yeah.
So.
I don't get told anything these days. I see how it is. You guys don't love me.
But anyway, let's see.
So
I'm
let's briefly hit on these 5 p.m. ones.
I went to Jesse and I went to My Little Pony.
And I'm sure
Fan.
if Eric was here, he probably went to What the Heck.
Yeah, if Eric was here, he went to What the Heck.
You're not here, so we're not going to talk about it.
I wanted to go to the Toho panel because I want to know more about it, but it was at the same time as the Ponies panel, and
It doesn't compete.
it doesn't compete because it can't compete because it's the same reason that Eric, who is a new brony, didn't go to the Ponies panel because he's part of the Toho fandom more than he's part of the Ponies fandom.
What is Toho anyway? I don't know.
To briefly touch on it, it is one of the hardest games you'll ever play with really awesome fucking music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I am intrigued.
The characters are, it's kind of like Ponies. Pretty much every single major character is female.
Okay.
Which is
Well,
why
that's a
Is that
decent
the
amount of
game
anime these
that
days. So
the girl you asked about her outfit was from?
it might be.
Me?
Yeah, you.
No.
Oh.
But no, okay, never mind. But basically, it's what you think it was. It was a Pony fan panel.
Who ran it? Just out of curiosity?
Mittens, Tima, and there was a guy in I don't know if it was what it was. It was a nine-tailed fox suit. That's all I know. I don't know what anime it was from.
What?
But it was those 3 running it, and it was just people in the room talking about ponies. That was pretty much it. There were plugs for Pwn 3 Con, which is a My Little Pony convention that's here in Nebraska, which you should, all 5 of you again, if any of you are bronies, you should come
We'll
to
put
it.
a link to it.
It's a plug. We'll put a link to the site, but yeah, because we didn't plug all of these merchants already.
No, of course not.
But anyway,
that would be-
it's what you think it was. It was a My Little Pony fan panel, and it was fun. We had laughs, and yeah, it was just an all-around good time.
So from there, the next one I went to was actually Dylan Eats a Steak with Friends, and that one wasn't a very long panel, but it was decently entertaining.
Well, it can only last until they finish the steak.
It was exactly what you thought it was, accompanied with music. For whatever reason, a bunch of us sat around and watched some dude eat a steak.
But I wanted to go to the How Not
I think
to...
I'm gonna plug that. I want to do a panel like that at random.
It was actually really entertaining, and then he chugged the steak sauce bottle, and I was like, okay, that's really gross.
But I wanted to go to actually. I play Shadowrun a lot, or at least
He has a Shadowrun group.
I have a Shadowrun group. I've been having a lot of trouble getting out there for various reasons. But I wanted to go to the panel How Not to Die in Shadowrun. But I was
get to something she actually went to.
I'm thinking. But actually I went out to dinner at that time.
Yeah, we all went out to dinner.
No, you didn't. You went to D20 Adventures.
No, I'm laughing at what
No,
you're
wait,
saying.
no. You
We're
went
not-
to dinner, but you left before you got anything to eat.
We're not going to actually sit down and describe what we had to dinner each time.
We did have.
Well,
we did,
but you know,
we did have
what
quite
I
a-
had was pretty good.
We did have quite a. There were a lot of bronies at the dinner. But we had a nice conversation where we think that we've come to a conclusion in some of our headcanons that the cakes are actually are actually like Pinky's aunt and uncle. But that's beside the point. We'll get
I
into
remember that.
Was
We'll
that
get it-
before or after the ship wars y'all had?
It wasn't so much ship wars. It was just trying to figure out like who we could ship with who.
Yeah, there were some really hard
Hard
ponies to
to
ship.
ship characters.
Yeah, and we were
I
trying to
didn't-
figure out who would work.
But I
I
wanted.
didn't actually know about this, by the way, the pub quiz. Like, whoever ran that, I apologize, because I might have actually gone to that, but I was never ever made aware that this was actually
He
happening.
didn't read the schedule very well.
Well, no, I read the schedule. It was never ever like I legitimately never saw this on the.
Me neither. What was the pub quiz?
It's
But anyway,
quiz.
when I wanted to go to How Not to Die in Shadowrun, but I went to dinner, and I'm actually kind of glad I did, because when I got back, I found out that that panel had actually gotten canceled. So, because I think, let me look at it again. Where is it? How Not to Die in Shadowrun. Yeah, it was the autograph session ran like a half hour over, so it ended up killing the panel.
From there, I actually went to. Wow, you were like mad in my face.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I actually went to.
You can still be seen, I promise.
I actually went to the
can see
nerd
that.
dating
No, it's
panel.
not about being seen. This is
and
kind of uncomfortable.
I went. It was run by Kay, who is another one of my favorite people that actually goes to these conventions. I would
if
actually.
you're watching, cool dude.
I would
Yeah.
actually probably go out on a limb and say
I'm
that
probably
might have
actually
been
gonna.
that might have been my favorite panel that I went to because
I'm actually probably gonna see Kay tomorrow.
It was
but anyway,
really funny for one, and it was
Kay's so
really
funny.
really enlightening. So if it's run by him next year, whether or not you're actually interested in the topic of nerd dating, I would recommend going because it was thoroughly entertaining.
I'm
Anyway.
sad I missed it because, from what I hear, it had some great advice.
There was decent advice. It was really enlightening. People got to talk to each other. It was very inviting. It was a very nice place to be. And again, it was funny. We had a lot of laughs. So
my next panel was actually, it was a panel that was run by Eric and Serenity, and I was rooming with them at con. That was kind of part of the stipulation of me rooming with them, was that I had to go to their panel. It was Who's That Character? It's what you think it is. It was basically Who's That Pokemon with anime characters, and throwing candy at people's faces.
Mm-hmm.
But for the few of you watching this video, I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Secrets.
There was a final.
oh shit, it gets deep.
No, it doesn't get deep. There was a final question. There was a final character. It was a circle. Just a complete circle. Earlier in the night there had been another complete circle, and the answer was Jigglypuff is seen from above.
I get that.
Which they thought was gonna stump everyone last year, but there was somebody in the crowd who got it.
I would have.
But anyway, there was another circle, and it was just a circle, and people were like
Voltorb.
throwing out Voltorbs and stuff and that, and right before they're about to reveal it, I scream out, "It's Pikachu!"
It's
The answer was Pikachu in a Pokeball.
Mhm.
That was planned. That whole moment was staged.
Wah, wah.
But
you were part of a staging.
I was part of the staging.
That's terrible.
I scream
I'm
out.
proud of you. Well done.
I scream out, "It's Pikachu!" They reveal it. It's Pikachu in a Pokeball. I stand up, yell at the top of my lungs, "I'm done here!" Walk to the door, spin around one last time, "I am your god!" Throw open the double doors and walk out.
You are officially the Mike Ross of anime conventions, and only maybe one person who actually sits through and watches this will actually understand what that means.
I know. But the sad part was I had to go back into the room because I forgot my schedule and the crown I was wearing. Otherwise, I would not have gone back into the room. The night would have been perfect.
Moving forward, did anyone go to Castlevania Crack That Way?
I did not.
wanted to, but I did not. We were briefly at the Tales of, the Tales from the Con Guest panel. Bro over here was falling asleep, so we had to walk out.
we
and got put on
walked
blast
out,
over it.
and then they were
I
like,
went-
I
to
nearly
where are
lost
we?
consciousnness during that. I don't tend to sleep
we're right
well
here.
during
We're here.
con.
Oh yeah, I went to.
I don't like to sleep during
You're
cons,
fine.
especially.
Oh, sorry, Jesse can talk. I've been talking a lot.
Go, Jesse,
Jesse,
go.
you can talk.
No, they just, as we were walking out, they were like, "Did we say you could leave?" And then they were like chastising us, and I was like, Well, I'm not gonna stop leaving, so hi.
I'm not gonna lie. I literally stumbled out the door there.
But yeah,
I almost was like out the door and gone.
but I went to the panel called "My Wally and Me," which is what was it? It's a play on a title of something. But what it was basically a panel with Wally,
It's
the head of
button.
the head of tech for Nebraskon, and he's got a very good sense of humor. And basically, it was just kind of his panel on giving tips, on giving good tips on how to do humor in the best way. Like it's all about timing, and you have to listen. You have to really listen when people are talking. He does a lot of stuff with puns, and they are super funny. This one wasn't from him, but it was one I learned in the panel. The dyslexic devil worshipper who stayed up all night sacrificing chickens to Santa.
Wow. All right.
But it was good. Anyway,
I think we all actually went to Rob's hentai
yeah.
panel.
All I know I learned from
And
hentai.
One word. Bicycle.
This was the second time during the con we saw the guy who came into the Derpy Does Dallas panel.
That's pretty much the only thing you're gonna say
Yeah,
on that.
that panel. I was able to describe the Derpy Does Dallas panel, so it has that going
we
for
could
it.
describe this one, but we're not going.
We really shouldn't.
Bicycle is all you get.
Yeah, bicycle.
That is all you get.
Bicycle.
No, I'll give them a second word. Bicycle ferry.
Bicycle ferry. 2 words.
So, moving on.
After that, I went back to go to bed because I wasn't feeling well.
And then we followed Rob, because we're stalkers like that, to his What the Fuck YouTube Season 4.
And
There's
that,
not really
that
a lot
was-
that can be said about that one either, other than it's some of the weirdest shit you could find on YouTube.
And for that,
And Rob
just-
finds it, and
yeah.
he finds a lot of it.
Just go to YouTube and look for the weird stuff. Just look all over the weird stuff. You can probably ask your average Joe in the next cubicle over wherever you work and be like, "What's the weirdest thing you've seen on YouTube?" You may end up catching one of the things he found.
I admit, I kind of wanted... That was a really hard one to decide to go to, because there was late night improv that I wanted to go to, and there was the Dragon Ball Evolution Rose. All of that sounded really entertaining, so...
With one of the guests, even.
It's unfortunate that all of that had to happen at the same
I
time.
really wish that I'd felt better and was able to go to the What the Fuck YouTube panel.
From there, it was Sunday.
I love how that just says Sunday.
From there, Sunday we actually didn't go to... I actually ended up not going to anything Sunday.
Did I go anything? I want to see if I went to anything.
Let me
There were a
see.
few things that
You meant to go to Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Rooster Teeth, but we ended up not getting there in time.
Yeah, let's see. I went to.
Oh, I apologize for missing History of Zombies to whoever was running that. Was that also Rob?
No, that wasn't Rob. Rob was running Peanut Butter Apocalypse. I caught the end of Peanut Butter Apocalypse. Basically, Rob's standpoint on things is it doesn't matter what the description of the panel is, as long as the title is interesting, it will bring in a lot of people, and I completely agree with that statement. But basically, his Peanut Butter Apocalypse time, I'd been to the panel once before at NerdCon. Also, we'll put a link in the description. It's another Omaha convention. It's in April. You'll have all the information when we link you to
Your
it.
head's glowing.
But I went to that panel, and
Your face is
that
glowing.
particular variant of the panel
You
just
ruined
kind
my
of turned
joke.
into people bullshitting about like different ways in the world might end. The world might end. This one, when I got in, the panel actually ended with most of us talking about guns, like what would be the best guns to use. But anyway, this one actually, from when I walked in and what I heard at the end, it was kind of more of a practical survival panel, which I think it went back up to Friday.
Just hit the Sunday.
Yeah, just hit the Sunday button. But it was a good panel. Like the end half hour I caught of it was really good. the next panel that I went to was the Lolcats panel, which it was Lolcats. I mean, it was funny, it was nice, it was relaxing, but it was Lolcats. I mean, it wasn't really anything that you wouldn't find somewhere on the internet. But I mean,
You always kind of like do a side motion. Should we do the wave now?
We could do the wave,
like,
but I mean, I don't regret going. It was nice. It was relaxing.
Nope, I didn't go at anything.
Kittens are funny. I enjoy cat. I didn't
go to anything.
I saw the
played
result of the
Minecraft
Happy
all
Fun
day.
Time
I
Double
do
Date
wish.
panel.
The results traveled all over the con.
Yeah.
So.
I do wish that I had gone. I do wish that instead of going to the Lolcats panel, I wish I'd gone to the How to Create Your Own Podcast panel, simply because what happened
Yeah, I was
the,
there briefly.
the people who were going to run it ended up not showing, and we're going to have another link in the description.
We'll actually have to do part of this vlog tomorrow because some of us need to get to bed.
Yeah.
But go ahead and finish it, fella.
Yeah, that guy. But I think we could probably finish at least talking about panels today, because there's not much left.
Well,
There is at least one more that I went to.
Yeah, and there's at least one more that I went
the
to.
only ones
But
that have anything left to
What
talk
happened?
about.
What happened was the person who was going to run the panel didn't show, and so a buddy of mine, Chris Bachelder, also known as Laugh Track, he ended up running the panel. He has his own podcast, several actually, that he runs and is a part of, and he basically hijacked the panel along with Sean, who I wish was here because he could actually talk about.
We
this
talk
panel.
about Sean a lot, and he's never here.
Honestly, if we can get him over here tomorrow,
Yeah,
we might have him
we're
talk
just
about.
gonna like throw him in front of a camera and just like shove his face in front of the camera and just be like, speak.
We might, if
That'll be great.
if we can get him over.
If he comes over tomorrow, I'll try and come up with another topic to talk about, because
Yeah.
we've kind of exhausted Nebraskon.
We have kind of exhausted Nebraskon a little, but we might have him talk about this panel a little, and we'll try to set up like this and let him talk for a little bit, and then we'll edit it in. But from what I understand, the panel went really, really well. Then after that, I don't think I went to anything.
At that point, I know I was like dead tired.
Yeah, Sunday is kind of for most cons, Sunday is kind of like the end. Everything sort of simmers down to closing ceremonies.
Although Ramen Con, which me and Matt won't actually get to talk about today, we'll have to save that for the next one. But,
Yeah.
that one, they made an honest effort to make Sunday fun. I'll give them that much.
Yeah.
But
anyway, Matt, you talk about yours, and then I'll talk about my last one.
First, there's one panel I missed going to,
and do
though
quick, 'cause we're
though
like hell
I
over
do
time.
kind of wanted to bring attention to it. I don't know who's seen it. It's now aging as an anime. Cyborg 009. Had a
I
panel
wanted to go
there.
to that panel
I really
too.
wanted to go to that, but I missed it, and I apologize to whoever ran that if you end up having.
I think one of the
having
guests
to
was
watch.
involved. Wasn't it Richard Epcar who was involved in that panel?
Yeah, Richard Epcar.
It was Richard Epcar.
involved with that.
I love Cyborg 009.
It was interesting. It was interesting at the least.
Like,
I just wish I had gotten to see more of it.
I like that was one of my, like, disregarding like Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura, the really like those ones that were like over in the States almost immediately. Cyborg 009 was one of my first anime, and I loved it. Like I really loved when they would like find other cyborgs, like they would find 10 and 11 and such, and it was kind of cool. And it was like, there's more cyborgs out there. They're going to find more. I'm sure if I went back and watched it now, I haven't watched it in a while, I would be like, okay, this isn't as great as I thought it was. But I'm sure I would still get a nostalgic kick out of it.
You're like Charles from Belize Spirit. I'm pretty certain like 80% of the talking has been done by
Yeah,
you.
oh my,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And then it's just been me and Jess. Well, me making Jesse do dumb
Anyway,
things.
Matt, you talk about, keep talking.
I only have two things left. One, welcome to the world. That was something I've been looking for years
What
because
was
it's hard
that?
to find. That was a dot hack panel.
Okay, see. I had no idea what it was. I was
that-
actually kind of hoping it was the world ends
World
with
Ends
you.
With You.
I was kind of hoping for that too, but
Which
when-
hopefully, I hope that picture they put at the end of that thing that they did recently means they're going to make a second one.
Don't
That'd be
fall
cool.
asleep on camera. You
Yeah.
jerk. We're almost
Keep up,
done.
we're almost
here.
done. But welcome to the world. It was a .hack panel. I walked in there. He had the projector going and showed that it was .hack panel, and my immediate reaction was to go over and almost cry, saying thank you as I hugged the guy who ran it. And then I stayed for a little while at least because it was awesome, and I got some awesome news on where to find it on. Well, I mean, I don't find things online illegally, ever.
So anyway,
There was that, which was awesome. .hack, I love that anime. I played the PS2 games 1 through 4.
I have one.
You do have one. Is that my copy of
No.
that you have?
no, I thought Kenneth has one of your copies.
Kenneth has one of my copies, and
I just feel like
I'm
this is
missing
like
1
this
through
inside.
3, which is driving me nuts because I want to play that again sometime. But that panel was awesome. It went over everything from regular .hack sign to all the way through GU.
I
and
seriously
all
thought
the
you were
other
going to say
shit.
all the way through LL Cool J.
I thought you were going to say all the way through Elder Scrolls. .hack
What-
Elder
What
Scrolls.
drugs are
Yo,
you
if Sean
guys
comes
on?
over, we'll have to do something video game related for the next
Yeah, we
one.
will
yeah.
have to.
And then the last thing, I didn't get to this earlier. Well, and then if y'all want to say something about closing ceremonies, you can.
None of us went
None
to
of us
closing
went to
ceremonies. so-
We went to get food.
Again, Nebraskon likes to be really good
it's-
about its opening and closing ceremonies.
It's
We just
seriously
haven't
not
done.
Nebraskon's fault. I just am never ever interested in anyone's opening or closing ceremonies. So
Yeah.
It's not your guys' fault. I just generally don't go to those.
We did fill out the surveys though.
We
You
did fill out the
survey.
surveys.
And we said a
Yeah.
whole bunch of negative, really nasty stuff
I
because we
only
hate this
said one
con.
negative thing.
That was a joke.
Okay.
That was a terrible joke.
Anyway, on another time when we have the time, I should go over at least my cardinal con rules that I should follow because when you break them, you
We'll
end
do
up
that
in bad
tomorrow. But
situations.
Yeah,
some
that'll
of
be
us have
something
to
we
be
do
up
tomorrow.
early
Yeah.
tomorrow.
But
You,
I'm just gonna say this.
by the way.
At cons, you cannot tell a person's age just by looking at them. Someone who
Get their IDs.
He was
Yeah.
actually going to go into the story.
Oh wow.
I'm not going into.
He's
a
not
full
gonna go into the
story.
Well, that's
story.
it. That's.
but-
I don't have a problem with him
but-
talking about it. I'm just.
If you're going to make friends with somebody and it's in any way that could be even more than friend, hell, even if you're just going to be friends, make
Know their
sure
age.
you know the person's age, because someone who looks maybe even up into their young 20s could
Can
end
be
up still being
16.
in their teens, and vice versa. You could look at someone and go, there's no way you're older than 15, and they'll look at you and go, I've been drinking for 2 years legally. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, that's...
The
Wow,
best,
you're looking
the,
good for this,
the best way. Sorry to cut into it, but the best way I've heard to do it is you just outright ask them. You ask them their age.
At a con, it's okay.
No.
At a con,
Yeah,
it's
at a
okay
con,
because
it's okay.
you can't tell.
You can't tell.
Well, it's a little more okay.
No,
like,
hold on,
it's
hold on.
more okay.
There's more to it than this. They tell you their age. You don't believe them. You say, you laugh it off like, there's no way you're that old, or there's no way you're that young. Show me your ID.
There's
I
no
don't
way you're
believe
that
you.
Old. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't. Say
Well,
there's
yeah.
no way.
You don't say there's no way you're that young. It's just that's how you look really
This guy has a foolproof plan for this. Like, he prepared for this like people prepare for the zombie apocalypse.
No, I got this.
He's got notes and everything.
I got this from, I can't remember who I got it from. I think I got it from NerdCon.
I think he teaches a class
During
on this.
NerdCon. But anyway, that's beside the point. You say, there's no way you're that old. Show me your ID, I don't believe you. Generally, just to prove it, because you're doubting them, they'll pull their ID out and show it to you.
And that is key at a con.
And then
because-
generally you're good.
yeah, generally you're good because that they will in some way show their age, and it's something you really should know at a con because you could end up making a huge
16.
age gap friends.
Anyway, can I have that?
But just be careful of that.
So anyway, long story short, because we gotta close it up.
No, I got it quick. I'll be quick.
Very quick.
Okay, the last panel of the day that I went to was 3 to 4, right before closing ceremonies. It was the infectious diseases panel, again hosted by Rob, who's great. Rob's great. I love the infectious disease panel, not just for when he got.
What was that?
Basically, it was about the zombie apocalypse and how it,
What?
if it could happen, and how it would happen. And the best way. Sorry, I'll try. I'll try. Sorry, this turned into like a 2-hour thing, and we all 4 of us apologize.
Well, I don't, because mine can get pretty long-winded.
But anyway, the infectious disease panel was just kind of about zombie apocalypses, if they could happen, yes, they could, and how they would happen. It's not going to be the dead rising from the graves. Think of 28 days later. That's, to Rob, and the way he described it makes sense.
Can it still be like Dead Rising, where I like fight in the mall and kill things?
And out of pure technicality, there's a slight chance it still could be them rising out of the graves.
Yeah, but that would take magic.
Not necessarily, but that's again a discussion for another time.
That's a discussion for another time. But the way that Rob viewed that, the 28 days later, was it was just a kind of violent dementia, which when you really think about it, is probably the perfect way to describe, because you've still got the bodily functions going, your body's staving off your body rotting away, which is basically the major which is one of the bigger problems with just like pure undead, is if your body's not functioning, you've got about Rob gave the figure about 2 weeks before a body will completely rot away, or at least rot to the point of incapacitation. But anyway, that was the last panel I went to. It was very informative, very fun. Rob ended up showing up a little late, which, I mean, that wasn't his fault. He got caught up in some stuff, and he still made the most of the panel, and we got through all the stuff he wanted us to get through. But after that, we went to Who Hot for dinner, came back over to Matt's place until about 9 o'clock. All of us realized we were shit-fuck tired.
Well, it wasn't so much tired. It was just like after con.
Yeah, we were kind of drained. Yeah. We were kind of drained to the point where really nothing sounded like it was going to be fun to do. We all went home, all went to bed, got up, and resumed our normal lives on Monday.
So anyway, I'm gonna
some early in the morning.
And then I voted.
I'm gonna